Hello and welcome back to Retro Wonderkids, and today is the final episode of certainly this run through it. I have got a couple of extra things I might want to do with this format, maybe another batch of players. I've got a bit of a list written down for two different variants, but if you do want to see that, let me know in the comments and the likes and all that below, who you'd like to see in it as well, who you'd be interested in seeing sort of run through starting again from 16 and running through to the end of their career. I'm trying to plan it a little better with the different positions and stuff, but I'd be interested in your input. But today we're here for the 24. We've done this for 23 left. Obviously we saw Ronaldo retire in the last episode, so we're going through that today. I have had to re-record the episode, so I had gone 5 years in advance, and unfortunately when I went through and checked to try and add to a staff profile just to see if they were about and still happening, they'd all retired and it wasn't really easy to keep track of their career. So we're doing it sort of season by season now. So I've seen through five individual years, I think. Yeah, 5 individual years to 2039. No, sorry, to 2042, when they are 40 years old, and we'll see sort of where they're up to in that. I'm going to try and keep track of them as well. I've got a bit of paper here with it all printed down. But yeah, we're going to go through everything at the end as well, so all the goals, all that sort of stuff. So again, drop your bets down below. Who's going to, most caps, most international goals, all-time appearances, all-time goals, all-time league appearances, all-time league goals, the Ballon d'Ors, who do you think's won the most Ballon d'Ors, Golden Boys, that sort of thing, all those sort of competitions. Biggest transfer fees, we haven't looked at that at all the whole way through. Maybe the biggest combined transfer fee, if I can do that quite easily. Going to go back through the Champions League, World Cups, European Championships, Premier Leagues. Since the last episode, we've been doing it sort of gradually, and if we can see it and find a way, the most decorated player in terms of cups and leagues and stuff as well, we'll try and have a look at that. So without further ado, 1 year forward, we'll go to the player shortlist, and we can see there's 18 here. So I need to figure out who has retired, because there's been 5 more I think retired here. So let's have okay, so having gone through the list, I can see that Johan Cruyff has retired, Stanley Matthews has retired, and obviously we know Ronaldo has retired already, and Puskás has also retired. So if we flick over to the staff shortlist, it doesn't seem to be that any of them are there. I don't think I did it until the end, so we'll have a quick search for these guys now. So we'll go for Cruyff first of all. He's a manager, but he hasn't managed to manage yet, it doesn't seem to be, but he's wanted by Bradford, Hull and Shrewsbury. If we go to his history, so he ended his career at Atalanta. So where do we end the last episode? Was it 2037, I think? I'm not too sure. I mean, looking at an MLS profile straight off the bat isn't the best idea anyway, because their seasons are set out a little bit differently. But right to the end, he was still playing really well for Atalanta United. 15 goals and 28 appearances in his last season, 6 assists, 7.4 on average. Still kept that sort of rate going. He was a fantastic player and started at Man United. He only really left when his career there was finished, left on a free and went to the MLS. Stanley Matthews has just purely retired. So where was he last time? He was at Mainz, I think, wasn't he? We can't see any history. It doesn't look like it's retained much of his history. So he was on loan. It looks like that's where he finished. He was at Arsenal. I think he went on Newcastle on a fee maybe, and then he loaned back to Mainz. And that's where it finished by the looks of it. Let's see what we say in the biography here. So he won 12 league titles. Well, 12 winners, 4 runners-up, and 5 third-place trophies. Doesn't really give too much indication. He ended up with 135 appearances and 63 goals for England. Not a bad player at all there. Did we look at that for Cruyff? So Cruyff, yeah, he had 58 goals and 128 games for Holland, so very, very good there. I'm going to make a note of these actually as we go through, just so I can keep a track. Actually, it's too much stats to track down actually, so just try and keep a mental note, I guess. I mean, it's not a competition, it's just a bit of friendly competition, I guess, just to see who did the most and whatnot. And who was the next one? We are missing Puskás. I think there's only the 3 more at this stage. So he is also still here as a manager. 121 goals and 111 caps for Hungary. Very, very good. And he's wanted by Bradford, Hull and Shrewsbury, I guess the 3 English clubs that are currently looking for a manager. So not surprising there that most of the ones that are managers now are probably going to be interested in that regard. We can go to career stats. So yeah, he finished off at Cardiff, not the best season in his final season. 1 goal in 18 appearances and 6.69 average. To be fair, it was only 1 start and 17 sub appearances, so not completely surprising. Obviously, we can't look at his player attributes anymore, but he's got some decent manager ones, although the key ones maybe that he needs, the man management and motivating, etc. Not there. He's probably got more coaching attributes there, I guess. And obviously the last one, obviously he retired at the end of the last episode. It was he became a director of football. 74 caps, 47 goals. Not a bad average, actually. I don't think he has done anything since. I don't think he's had a job. No, so he's still unemployed since he left his Real Madrid contract and he became a director of football. No one's taken him on. So yeah, maybe at some point, hopefully that will happen. And there is one more player we've got to look at, actually. So Lothar Matthäus is a manager. He's 36 years old, 161 caps, 23 goals. Again, not the best attributes for a manager at the moment. Not even wanted, not even by Bradford, Hull and Shrewsbury. Again, pretty good coaching. Decent coaching attributes, but not the best. It's for a manager maybe. But again, his final season, Spartak Moscow, didn't make an appearance. Only made 2 appearances in his actual final playing season, 7.20 average rating, so a bit disappointing there. But back to the shortlist, and we've still got a lot of players still currently playing in this season. So we'll have a look at Levi Yashin. So he's still at Tottenham, 35 years of age, 27 million still, 250 grand a week. He's on 188 caps. I think he has retired now. Yeah, he's just retired. So after the, I'm not going to say the World Cup, because that's not true, but he's retired very, very recently. 188 caps, very, very high amount of caps. And yeah, so he's still keeping more clean sheet or more goals conceded, less goals conceded than he's playing. 20, 38, 39. That's the start of the season too. We've obviously rolled over into 1st of July, which is now the new season. So yeah, still looking very good there. 649 goals conceded in 712 games is absolutely ridiculous, and 265 clean sheets. We've got Pele at Barcelona, 7.5 million, 400 grand a week, 183 caps, 106 goals. Yeah, still going strong. We mentioned a minute ago with the most goals, appearances, that sort of stuff. I can look at it on the shortlist as we go each season. Each year I roll on, but obviously as they retire we're going to lose them stats. But more realistically, the players that are going a bit longer are probably going to have more of those anyway. We'll try and keep a tab as much as we can. It's going to be a bit tricky though. But we'll see we'll see how we can do it. But he's still got 1 year on his contract at Barcelona. They obviously snapped him up. I think he was running out of contract last episode, I want to say. I'm not too sure. But still doing fairly well. It's 10 goals in 23 games, 22 starts in fact. 4 assists, and yeah, doing very, very well. Ruud Gullit is still at United. He's 7.25 million. He's got another year on his contract. 117 goals and 154 caps. Got to be up there with a shout, certainly for most goals. Obviously we know he's some way behind Yashin, and Yashin probably will be topping that appearances. I wouldn't be surprised, because he's probably played every game when he's been fit. And as a goalkeeper you'd expect that to a degree, I guess. But yeah, he's last season, bit of a decline, big decline. 26 games, 14 starts, 12 subs, 3 goals, 2 assists. Still good average rating, but yeah, definitely much on the decline in his career now, and sort of coming to the twilight. I can't see him maybe those sort of numbers carrying on for too much longer. Gerd Muller's still at Arsenal, 145 goals and 162 caps for Germany. 7.25 average rating, still on 210 grand a week. Another one with 1 year left to go. Not seeing any retirements coming in straight at the stage, so these all got at least another year in them. And again, good average rating, 22 starts, 4 subs, but only 6 goals, 4 assists. So yeah, again, the slide is starting to happen. The pace maybe starting to have more of an impact on some of these guys. Obviously not able to get command of sort of his physical stats. I guess not able to keep them in the first team as much as maybe they were in recent years. And Georgie Best still at Tottenham. I'm expecting to see one of these make a move at some point. If it hasn't happened, 104 caps, 57 goals for Northern Ireland. He's one of the older guys. He's 36 now. In fact, yeah, most of them have been 35, I think, at this point. 230 grand a week. He is still an elite attacking midfielder. He's still got some decent physicals. Not amazing, but decent. Maybe not for a high level. I thought maybe he'd drop down to a tier maybe and gone to, I don't know, like an MLS or somewhere like that possibly. Not happened. He's got another year on his contract as well. I mean, they're all probably going to have a year on their contract at least at this stage, because we rolled over into that next season, and if they're rolling now, I'd be very surprised. But yeah, his fight this season just gone. 35 games. Most of them were starts, 33, with 5 goals, 1 assist, and a 7.2 average rating. Still a very good season for him, I guess, at the top level in the Premier League. Marco van Basten, he tired from travelling, so I don't know if he's still going. He's at Barcelona. I think we knew that already. I think that was a late transfer from Liverpool. But 888 caps, 104 goals for him for Holland. Still valued at £7 million, 240 grand a week. Yeah, 1 year as well. And yeah, he moved only a couple of years ago for 81 million. That would be at what, 33 years of age or something? That's absolutely insane. A lot of transfer fees in his career. That'd be a way of looking at it, actually. Looking at the ones that haven't retired out of the game, the ones that are still managers and stuff, we can still see their history and see their overall transfers. So we might have a quick flick back at the end and see who's had the most, but I mean, it's not really that big a deal. 214 million in total. I mean, you can go back and have a look and pause. Actually, we looked at all these screens, so yeah, let me know if you were right down below in the comments. Yeah, still a very good season. 12 goals in 23. In fact, all starts, so no substitutes. 7 assists and 7.4 average rating. Probably, in actual fact, he's probably doing the best at this stage of his career out of all of them. I think. Hullet, I think, mate. No, was it Hullet? One of them before was doing pretty good. So, but Van Basten, very good numbers still for Barcelona. Obviously there with Pele still as well. Roberto Baggio, he is 168 caps, 120 goals in all now for England, unfortunately, as we know. 325 grand a week, still 1 year contract. So he's managed to negotiate a very good deal for them. Happy to see out the remainder of his career with the club, so he's not going to leave. I'd be surprised if he did at this stage anyway. Rotation player, yeah, physicals absolutely shot to bits now. Still got the good technicals and mentals like most of the guys, but the physicals are letting him down, and the season just gone. 20 starts, 5 sub appearances, 5 goals and 8 assists with 4 played matches and 7.30 average rating. Not actually that bad, but when you look at the numbers the season before, again you're seeing a steep decline now in a lot of these guys. Stoichkov, still at Man City. I say still, he's been there most of his career now. Yes, he has. 99 caps, never did break the 100 club. 73 goals, 6.5 million, yet 1 year left on 215 grand a week. Still, again, physicals, yeah. Don't need to mention that every time, because it's pretty, the surprise will be if anyone hasn't declined in their physicals. But the 31 starts, 2 appearances, 13 goals and 2 assists is still a very good season at the top level with Man City, who, let's not forget, have got a lot of these guys already. So at some point they're going to have a big change in their squad, because they're going to have to replace, what, 5 or 6 of these, you know, Wonderkids, start-outs and legendary players. So they're a big shuffle up for Man City coming in the coming years. And we're actually on a bit of a roll of Man City players at this stage, because Bobby Moore's next and we've got 2 or 3 more after him. 147 caps, 4 goals, 6.5 million, yep, still with the 1 year contract, 250 grand a week. Even at these ages, they're still commanding big wages, and he's still a key player, Bobby Moore. I suppose his physicals are actually still pretty decent, 13 and 12. His pace and acceleration, he's got everything he needs still to keep on going. And looking at him and Yashin could maybe be 2 of the ones that go on a little bit longer. But still, yeah, great play for him, and obviously being a centre back, it's not so much of a big deal with the physicals dropping a little bit. But he's still going and going strong. His history, his season just gone. 28 games, 28 starts, 7. I mean, the average rating has plummeted, but you know, maybe to be expected. There's going to be a few more lapses and mistakes happening, I guess, with the older age, but he's still going very strong in a very good team and a very good competition. Another Man City one, Franz Beckenbauer, 141 caps, 27 goals. Again, 1 year contract, still first teamer, 400 grand a week. I think he was on 675 at one point. He was one of those guys. Didn't push through to get a higher deal, unfortunately, but at this stage of his career, that's very not surprising, really. World class midfielder, and unsurprisingly still had a very good season. Has his physicals dropped too much? I mean, yes, they have, but he can play a holding role now, and that's probably what is happening. But yeah, 1 goal in 26, 23 starts in fact, and 7.25 average rating, 9 assists still though, so still, yeah, you know, providing the team with a lot of goals and a lot of output, if not actually scoring them himself. But he's never really been that kind of player anyway, so that decline isn't too surprising. Another Man City midfielder, Bobby Charlton, The age of his team and the wage of this team still is still ridiculous. 186 caps with 54 goals, 190 grand a week, 6.25 average rating. Again, physicals, yeah, of course, down, plummeting, and his last season, yeah, slightly further to play. And actually played more games, but I mean, he only had 5 of them were sub appearances, 0 goals, 5 assists, but 6.92, and the average rating is starting to drop a little bit now. Paolo Maldini, another Manchester City player, 175 caps, 13 goals, £6 million, 275 grand a week, and yeah, still one more year on his deal. Physicals completely shot to bits, still got good fitness and good jumping reach, strength, etc., but the stamina and pace in particular are letting him down just a bit. But I don't see that as, I mean, him and Bobby Charlton, the centre back, that's not a bad pairing, is it? I doubt he's playing left back anymore, marauding left back, but still a good average rating, 30 games, all starts, no goals, 5 assists. 5 assists for a centre back, assuming he's playing centre back, is absolutely incredible. And a 7.4 average rating, still going very, very strong. And another Man City player, and I have just glanced a few of the players down the list, and I did see at least one changing clubs, so that's good to see. 93 caps, 75 goals for Di Stefano for Argentina. Yet another year rotation on him. Again, we saw it I think in the last episode. I seem to remember it when editing the video. His physicals had plummeted by that stage, so even more so now. But how was he doing? Still a very good season actually for someone that age and not starting every game. 19 starts, 9 goals, 3 assists, 7.27. Still going very strong, and again one of the stronger kind of forward-thinking players, I guess. So obviously we know the defenders are doing quite well still, but the strike as well. And a lot of the Man City ones are doing alright as well. So possibly Man City enjoying one last little heyday before they have to completely gut their squad out and start again. Platini still at Chelsea, 207 caps. Very much looking like a front run at the moment. I mean, what was it, 188? I think the Yashin was the lead in, so yeah, 104 goals as well from midfield, absolutely insane. Physicals completely shot to bits now, of course. 1 year to go, he's still on 675 grand a week, so they're still having to pay him that sort of money, and I assume he's still giving them something to justify that. 28 games, 21 starts actually, and 3 goals, 4 assists. Not amazing for that sort of money, but still decent, and I guess it's just kind of rewards for everything he's done for them. One club man. I imagine he's their top goal scorer in overall, 113 goals in the league. Is absolutely ridiculous. What's that in about 20 years, I guess? 702 average rating, yeah, very good player for them throughout the course of this game. So Ronaldinho is still at Milan. I think he joined there in the last episode, we saw that. Again, physicals completely shot. This is kind of probably where he was at Milan in real life. Transfer listed as well. He's listed as rotation, but he's listed for 3.2. No biters at the moment. He's on 1 year deal, so they must have only recently signed him up to that, and they've still listed him at 100 grand a week. 47 goals and 118 caps for Brazil. Not quite maybe doing what the real Ronaldinho did in his career, but still, he actually improved this season. Less goals, less assists, but a better average rating, a better all-round game, I guess. Same amount of games, and you can see what he does this year. Possibly the fact he's listed means he's not going to be playing, unless it means is he listed by his own? Was it something he chose? I'm not too sure. Can I see him here? Surplus to requirements, so no, I very much doubt he's going to be playing much this season. Eusebio has dropped down to left Man City and gone to Spartak Moscow. I think that's a new thing. We've had one player at least at Spartak Moscow. I think that might be a player that's retired. Can't remember. I'm not too sure. 132 caps, 94 goals for him. 110 grand a week, 1 year deal, first team for them. When did he go there? Maybe it was him then at the end of the last episode that no, it's a new transfer this season. 22 games, 4 goals, 5 assists. Not a bad return for him. Again, someone who's very much on the decline, but having one last hurrah in a lower level league, which I'm surprised more of them haven't done to get more game time and more goals and whatnot. But again, very good stats for him. 1 game away from 600 games in total. League games, that is, of course. And a 7.41 overall, but 7.28 this season. So yes, tearing up the Russian league still. Not with the goals, but all-round play and everything, and link-up play, that sort of thing. I mean, he's not a striker, so you know, getting double figures, particularly. I mean, he's never really got 20 anyway. I don't think he has, no. So to get sort of 4 goals and 5 assists, you know, it's not too bad for him at this age. Kenny Dalglish, I think, was he at Liverpool at the end of the last episode? I'm not too sure. He is listed as well. Do not currently have a role for him to play. Okay. 125 grand a week on a 1-year deal, 2.4 million, 101 caps, goals in 132 games. And is he a new? No, he's been a little while. Left on a free from Barcelona. Last season, yeah, was a real drop in class and quality for him. 1 goal in 20, 1 assist as well. 28 starts of those actually as well. 6.78 average. The only time in his career he's had a 6 rating, yet it is. He's been, very Mr. Consistent. A lot of goals in this period. Started to tail off, but then a real steep decline here. Again, I'd be amazed if someone like MLS or China or someone didn't just take a punt on him for a year for a couple of million. He's currently in the under-23, so definitely not going to be featured anymore this season. And Romario has made the move to the MLS. He's at LA Galaxy, 148 caps, 95 goals, 150 grand a week on a one. No, he's got till December. Obviously, their contracts run a little bit different. He's joined as a designated player, obviously one of the marquee kind of signings, and I think he's doing okay. He's currently midway through his season, so he's signed from Tottenham for 7.5 million, nearly. 8 goals in 15 games, and then 10 in 13. So he's doing real bits in the MLS. And I'd be surprised if LA Galaxy aren't the receiving end of some of the tournaments over there and winning the MLS. If it was at the Supporter Shield and stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if just we're having him there, that he's not having some kind of input in them winning those. And then final, bottom of the list, available on a free transfer, Maradona. 101 goals in 145 caps for Argentina. Again, steep decline in physicals. Hasn't played anywhere since leaving Chelsea. He left Chelsea. Yeah, he left Chelsea at the end of last season, so I guess his contract ran out. They didn't renew it. 33 games, 13 goals, 7 assists. Very good average rating. That's a very good season. I'm surprised at the very least Chelsea haven't renewed it, or someone haven't come in for him. He's not wanted, I don't think. He's not. So this is the sort of thing that could see a player retire if he doesn't get snapped up at this age. I'd like to see him maybe have one last, shot somewhere else with, I don't know, with someone, MLS team or something like that. Okay, so here we are at the list of, we can now, in terms of the shortlist, we can look at the end of this 1 year, skip through, we can look at all-time appearances, all-time goals, league appearances, league goals, caps and international goals. So, all-time appearances is George Best with 1,057, Lev Yashin a little way behind, but he's still playing very regularly, so he could actually overtake him. But obviously Best has still been featuring a little bit as well, so 1028 there for him. Reid Hullet fell back on 995, possibly on the way and a little bit out now. Yeah, the guys following behind probably aren't. In fact, Diego Maradona is retiring on 12th of July, so in about a week. So we've just caught him before he retires. I think he's the only one. Kenny Dalglish, no, so he's actually retiring the same day as well. And Romario's going to go in October, so 2 months before the MLS season ends. That's a bit surprising. I thought he might have waited, but Ronaldinho's hanging on way down in the appearances, all-time appearances. But yeah, George Best currently out in the lead. All-time goals, Reid Hullet still going. Probably he's going to. I don't think he's going to be caught. He's a long way ahead of Pele. Both still going at big clubs as well, but the numbers are dwindling a little bit now, so I'd be surprised. But Pele has done it in a lot less games, to be fair to him. And yes, that's a bit more impressive, I guess. Baggio's done it. He's not far behind Pele, but probably not going to catch him in a lot less games than Pele. A lot more games than Pele, and nearly as many as Reid Hullet as well. And then Di Stefano again, a lot of games. A little bit behind Baggio, could still overtake him. Gerdmuller's still around as well. Stoichkov probably is looking a bit too far behind to be catching anyone. Best and Maradona's not going to catch obviously, but Best could catch up. And Romario unfortunately isn't, because he's retiring. And he could do a little bit, but not much I would have thought. He's obviously still got a little bit of time left in the MLS. So all-time league appearances, Lev Yashin way out in front, 7-12. Best could catch him, but I doubt it. Lev Yashin's still probably going to play a good 30 odd games this season, just to keep him there. Baggio's there as well, quite close, but then Maradona's going to quit, and then Reid Hullet's a bit further behind, and yeah, these numbers are going to probably not keep up too much. We'll scroll down so you can have a little look yourself, but we're not going to dwell on them again too much. Maradona, so Pele very far down in the league appearances, so he's played a lot of, I think he's played a lot of games, but not a lot of them were cups and stuff, so that's an interesting stat to pop out of that. All-time league goals, Romario is actually way in the lead in front of that. He's got a couple months more to top up that, but the other guys have got a whole season generally. Pele's got a whole season to try and notch up a few, but he's probably not going to catch him, nor is Reid Hullet. and none of these guys are going to catch up. There's a little bit of competition in the middle of the park, the middle of the field, but not really anything that's going to impact too much, and Yashin still hasn't got that goal, unfortunately. Someone just chuck him up front, please. So international caps, yeah, Platini 207. I think most of these are probably retired for international football now, so I think that's probably going to be frozen. So again, let me know in the comments below if that's what you had. 199 for Yashin. Yeah, we won't dwell too much on that. That's pretty much set as it is. Bobby Charlton above Pele. Okay. The caps, Maldini. Yeah, some good players with some good numbers there. And all-time international goals is Gerd Muller with 145. Doing very well, but Baggio 25 behind him. 120 goals for England. That's absolutely phenomenal. Ruud Hullit's there, Pele's then slipping a bit further down. Platini made it to the 100 club. Van Basten. Maradona did sneak into the 100 goals club there for Argentina. Kenny Dalglish did, but Romario just missed out. Eusebio missed out. Di Stefano, some big names missing out on that. But a lot of goals here being scored for their respective nations. So what we'll do now, we will load up year 2. So we're going to go on to 2039 and see. We also know a couple of retiring, so it's going to be significantly lower. So we don't need to look at too many of those. We'll look at Romario, I guess, because he had a couple more months to go. So we jump in a year forward. We're going to go to the shortlists. Staff shortlist, none of them there. So we're going to have to do the little count up again, see who's gone. So we're down to 11 players now. Okay, so looking at the list, we've gone through again. So Pele's still there. Maradona obviously retired, so we'll have a quick look at him. See what he's up to. See if he's in the game as a manager or anything like that. He is a manager, he's at Blackburn. 36 years of age. Where are Blackburn at the moment? They're 4th in the Sky Bet Championship, so did they get promoted? Oh, okay, it's unalphabetical because they are obviously not. The season hasn't started yet, but again, uses intense pressing, likes to use young player in low priority cups. National licence, studying for his Continental C, 12 grand a week for what, a year left. Has he done too much? Let's have a look. Career stats, we know his career. Milestones. Manager, I've got them, like I may like the FA Cup 3rd round. Manager month February, finished 20th in the Championship. So not the best season. What's that? 1 place above the relegation, I think. Yeah, so surviving by the skin of their teeth. Hopefully hoping for a better season this season. But yeah, if he can do what he did as his career, he's in a good chance. But that's Maradona. So Johan Cruyff is still without a management club, not wanted, so no movement there. Roberto Baggio has retired and is just out of the game. So yeah, not great. Nothing more to report on him. Did he do anything more? I think he had one more seat. You can't even see his stats, can we? Can't see what he did in his final season, numbers wise. But he did quite well, 294 and 641 games for Arsenal, and then a further 30 and 72 for Bournemouth. So a very good career for the English Roberto Baggio. Kenny Dalglish retired, not surprisingly, because he was sitting in the Liverpool 1-23s at that last point, and he's just retired. He's not even valued as an ambassador for Liverpool. We can't look too much at his final seasons again, but I don't think he was going to do too much because he was just rotting away in the 23s. Very disrespectful for him there. Stanley Matthews, I think he retired in the last episode. See if he's just gone. Yeah, we knew that. We've got Lothar Matthäus. I think he was a manager. He was a manager and he was wanted by a few players. He's currently the under 18s manager for Middlesbrough. Good stepping stone, good starting point. I'm surprised Maradona's gone straight into Blackburn and he's having to cut his teeth a little bit at under 18s club. But fair play. It's a good start. It's, like I say, good stepping stone for him to maybe move on to bigger and better things if he does that well, and maybe Middlesbrough might even take a punt on him at some point. So Eusebio also retired now, and he is an assistant manager. No club, I don't think. Not wanted at the moment either. Not the best attributes even for a coach, so I'd be amazed if he gets anything come through, but you never know. So Ronaldinho has decided to go in as manager. Not wanted just yet, and no clubs. Again, we can see his final season from Milan. Did he do anything for them? 2 appearances, 6.60. Yeah, not really. More of a decline for him. Then retired, and so far hasn't got a management job. But we might see that come into play further down the line. But what I might do with the managers is we'll skip to the final episode before we look at those. So I have actually set up a short list of some of them on that one. But also we then know if they're not, we're going to see if they've got jobs and maybe moved around a bit. Doing it season on season isn't going to show too much. If they don't get a job, they'll retire out the games. So we've got Romario. Did he go on and do anything? I think he just retired. He did, so we can't see his final sort of 6 months for LA Galaxy. Looks like he did a pretty good record for them. So maybe not quite as good that final season because he was averaging quite well for them. So yeah, a bit disappointing, but he's gone unfortunately. Bobby Charlton is head of youth development. Hasn't had a job yet unfortunately, but he's got. Okay, for you, head of youth development, not got great stats, but he's got good coaching stats here. So I'm surprised someone won't take a punt on him as a coach. Don't think he's had anyone come through yet. His final season, 20 games, 2 goals, 6.84. So real drop. I think he's actually scored more goals than the season before, but less assists and less games. So yeah, it wasn't too surprising that he retired. Maybe Platini retired. He is a manager, but again, not for anyone just yet. I'm amazed Chelsea haven't decided just to pop him in their under 18s or something. But to be fair, his management, his staff stats aren't the best, so again, not overly surprising. Puskas, I think we said he went out of the game. No, he's a manager, but again, hasn't done anything just yet. No, left Cardiff, hasn't done anything. He is wanted. He's wanted by Peterborough and QPR. Okay, fall from grace, but still, probably a higher level than under 18s at Louisville. We've got, and that's it. Everyone else is in the game. So we'll go to the short list. We'll have a look at the players. So Levi Yashin, unsurprisingly, still going. He 188 grade finish here. We look at his caps, but that's irrelevant. He's got another 1-year deal, 250 grand a week. He feels George Best is important still. So George Best obviously still going quite well. And let's see, 25 goals conceded in 36 games and 7.24. He's still doing it. 18 clean sheets. The last 2 seasons have been 2 of the best seasons of his career. He had 120 here, right at the start when he was at Huddersfield in the Championship. So again, to be fair, it's a lower level. He's hit 2 18s right at the end of his career at 39, 40 years of age. 36 years of age. So yeah, still absolutely probably one of the best keepers in the game still. So Pele is retiring. When is he retiring? We look at his contract. No. We'll go back to his screen. When is he retiring? 2040. So he's basically given a year's notice from his retirement. £7 million end of his contract. Basically, he's going to see out his contract for Barcelona and call it a day. He has just 13 goals, 7 appearances and 7 assists in 22 games. Very good average rating still, and actually a bit of an increase on his last season. So 35 years of age, maybe dropped back into midfield a little bit here because that seems to have appeared. But getting those sort of amount of goals, I wouldn't have thought so. He must be up front for them. Gerd Müller still at Arsenal, still no sign of retiring. Very, very interesting there. Let's see how he is getting on. So he's just had 8 goals and 7 assists in 27 games, 23 starts. Again, a bit of an increase on last season. So these players having a bit of a resurgence in their final season, sort of trying to go out with a bang. I mean, Gerd Müller isn't necessarily in his final season, but I imagine he probably isn't far off. Bobby Moore, again, isn't hanging up his boots just yet. He's still got a bit. His pace has dropped a little bit. His acceleration has dropped a lot, as to be expected. But everything else is still pretty decent for a centre back. And he just recorded an improvement again. One goal, 2 assists in 3 play matches and 7.27 average in 31 starts and all starts as well. So phenomenal sort of numbers from him there. Some of them really vying for those to move up a few spots in some of these rankings, I guess. George Best is at Tottenham. He is, I don't think he's added to his numbers out. They must all long be retired. 2040, he's got another 1-year deal. And again, resurgence. More games, more goals, more assists, more player matches, and a higher average rating as well. So yeah, these players really having like a peak end to this series. Just really just trying to rank themselves up as much as possible and make themselves look a bit better. Van Basten is listed for 3.1. I think he was last time as well. Was he? Not too sure, but no one's taken a punt. I'm not surprised on a 36-year-old. His physicals are down. But how's he doing? He still had not an amazing season, but 9 goals, 4 assists, and 23 appearances. Rating dropped a great deal, but still a very good season. Considering they got him and Pele leaving the line, that's 2 very old boys. I'd be amazed if they've won the Champions League, but with the sort of numbers they're clocking, they've got some youth around them. Who knows? Paolo Maldini still going. Again, no sign of retirement. Still valued at £6 million. And yeah, so Man City, there's a lot less Man City players in this one, it seems, but another good season. Not as good as last season, but 1 less assist, 1 more goal, and 2 more games, but a lower average rating, but still a phenomenal season. Next to Bobby Moore, I assume, he sent it back to Man City. Great season for him again. Beckenbauer is at Monaco. Okay, so he's left Man City, I think, hasn't he? Yes, he has. And he got 4.8 million. I assume it could be a free transfer. It wasn't. They paid money for him, £2.6 million. Don't know if Man City transfer listed him or not. 12 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. It's very good average rating for him. Again, a little bit slightly drop in quality with League 1, Ligue 1 compared to the Premier League, but still a good enough league to be hitting those sorts of numbers at this, pinnacle in his career. Hristo Stoichkov has gone to Wolves. He obviously started at Leicester, so he's gone to a bit of a local rival here. Let's see what he's done. So he's got a 2-year deal, so he's got a little bit longer, so he might actually carry on a little bit more. I don't think there's any sign of him planning to retire, is there? No, just retired. Wants to win a trophy. Is excited by the team's chance for the FA Cup. Definitely not going to remain in football once his playing career is finished. So I guess we won't be really wasting too much time looking for him. We got a £1.8 million move to Wolves. 2 goals in 9 starts. 8 starts, 1 sub rather. No assist. 7.1 average. Not a bad, little steal for Wolves for 1.8 million. Got a few goals, good performances. Maybe not quite the sort of numbers they maybe were hoping for. Try and get a bit more out of him, especially considering how some of the others got on eventually. But it's still not bad, and he's got at least 1 more year left at Wolves. So Ruud Gullit is retiring in December of this year. He's moved to the MLS, that's why he's going to retire in December. He's at FC Dallas. He has got £1.7 million value. Yeah, he's contracted till December, so he's going to retire at the end of his contract basically. And he's got £5.5 million out of him essentially. Their season's a bit weird. I think he's featured in that season for United. 3 games, 3 goals and 21, I think. Yeah, and 3 assists. Before moving to, I assume it was probably in the January, because he's played 13 games in the MLS. 7.26. Good numbers for them. They've had a little bit of skill there. So yeah, Ruud Gullit's still doing some bits in MLS, but he is going to be retiring at the end of this season, or in a few months. Di Stefano is also retiring. He's retiring at the end of the season, but he is currently out of contract. No one biting at the moment, so we could see him maybe retire before that. But he has had another club. So he had a 1-year deal. Left Man City for Boca Juniors. Good season, 7 goals, 11 games. And a 7.35 average rating. I'm surprised they didn't decide to keep him on a little bit longer and see how he got on, but they didn't. Whether that was down to him or down to them, who knows. But he's a free agent now, and pegging those sorts of numbers, he could go to a equivalent sort of sized club and league and still do some damage. But so far, free transfer. So looking at the all-time appearances, still George Best out there. Lev Yashin has got some way to go still. George Best was still putting in the numbers. Bobby Moore is quite some way behind. No one's going to catch that. Still a few more in there can battle, but probably not going to happen. There's a few more retirees in there as well. All-time goals, Pele's still there. Gerd Muller, judging by the numbers he's getting now, probably not going to catch him, and no one's going to catch Muller either, I don't think. And yeah, it's not too much room. There's quite a lot of scattered numbers in these guys that are left now. All-time league appearances, Yashin 20 ahead of Best in the same club. Could be a bit of a battle. Ruud Gullit probably not going to be to retire in a couple of months, and Beckenbauer, yeah, not really caught. League goals, Pele still out there. Yeah, he's still a good number ahead of Gullit, who's going to be gone again. So is Pele actually. So So it's up to Gerd Muller, but he's what, 50 odd goals behind. That's not going to happen. Di Stefano's there, he's going. Van Basten probably isn't really far from retiring either with his transfer listing at the moment. And Stoichkov, he could get a few for Wolves and maybe put a bit of pressure on Van Basten, but I don't think it's likely. Best maybe with Stoichkov, but yeah, and then there's a big drop again. International caps, again, I don't think it's going to change. No. International goals, no, not going to change. So we'll go to another year forward and see what they're doing, getting up to in 2040, and see how many we've got left. Yeah, so we're not going to bother looking at managers in this part of it because, well, we're going to look at it at the very end. We're going to give them a chance to maybe get some jobs, and if they're going to be, a staff member now and they don't get a job, it doesn't really matter if they do that or if they retire straight off the bat. They're going to retire at some point if they don't get a job. So we'll come back on the 5th part and see sort of who's doing what. But we'll look at the players that are left, and there is now only 3 players left. Paolo Maldini, still at Man City, 38 years old. No plans to retire from what I can see from him. Nope, no plans to retire. He has got still very good attributes there as well. He's got another year on his deal, 165 grand a week. The money he must have made in his career is probably insane. Still a very good season, 31 games, 29 in starts, 2 assists. Yeah, 7.15, very, very good average rating for him still. And you can see Man City have just been decimated. There's no one left. It's just Maldini. Yashin is still at Tottenham, so he's put the pressure on. He's kept the pressure on above George Best. He's still going. George Best is gone. He's retired, and world-class goalkeeper still. Again, don't think there was any sign of retirement there for him. No plans for the future as well, so he could be seeing a managerial move at some point. He did go more goals in than appearances this time, but not by much. What's that, by 5? Yeah, the average rating dropped a lot. Still 13 clean sheets, so I mean, still very, very good goalkeeper even at this stage of his career. And then finally, Hristo Stoichkov. He is listed for 1.7. No one wants him, so we could be seeing here a retirement here very soon. I'd be amazed if he's still here in the next year ahead. Let's see if he did anything for Wolves in that last season. He actually did quite well, 10 goals in 29 games, only 15 starts actually as well, so very good numbers, 5 assists. His best year for some years actually, in a team that's still in the Premier League. They're doing okay, they're still surviving. I don't know if he got that cup he was hoping for with FA Cup that he thought Wolves had a chance of winning, but it's not showing at the moment. We'll try and have a look at sort of record trophies won. I think there might be an attribute for that at some point, and we can go back to maybe the first part of this one maybe. Obviously we won't see anything after that, but I'll try and figure it out. So yeah, that's them. So we're going to go another year ahead now. So yeah, we're one more year ahead. We've got one more after this, but we don't need to go too much into it if there's no one left. And it's just Yashin, unsurprisingly, 38 years of age. Yeah, phenomenal numbers, still a first teamer. He's got one more year on his deal actually, so he might actually retire before we get past this save. He might still be going. First, he's back to a positive concession of goals against his game. 11 clean sheets, 7.11 average rating. Now I would say that's, he's obviously conceded 10 less goals, played 2 less games, less clean sheets. Debatable whether this is a better season. I mean, he had more clean sheets in this season, but he conceded less. Yeah, and a better average rating, so better season this time around. So he just improves with age. He's just unbelievable. But that's him that left. Let's see if he's left in year 5. So here we are, year 5, and Yashin's gone. He's retired. Okay, so I did on this one, I think, try and search them all up at work at the end of the day, today, and just whack them into a staff shortlist. So the guys that are still left with profiles on the game: Franz Beckenbauer is a director of football, available on a free, hasn't done any job since he retired at Monaco. Bobby Charlton, this is an interesting one, head of youth development at Manchester United. So he's gone back to Manchester United, obviously not in wasn't on them at all at this game. He's at Man City actually in this game, but in real life, obviously, what was he, an ambassador and all that at Man United, obviously legendary Man United player. He started off at Millwall as an under-18s coach, then went to Fulham under-18s before Man United snapped him up as a head of youth development. Not quite sure why, because he hasn't really got the attributes for that, but it's just a very nice and endearing image to see Bobby Charlton with the Man United badge next to him. As much as I dislike Man United in general, that's quite a good thing to see. So Johan Cruyff still hasn't had a job, still is wanted. Who's he wanted by? Portsmouth and QPR, but he tends to not operate with an assistant manager, sit back and protect the lead, use intense pressing. A couple of those are not too far off, but not so sure about the assistant manager thing and sitting back and protecting the lead. But yeah, he hasn't had a job yet, unfortunately. Di Stefano, again, hasn't had a job. Probably not going to at this stage. I mean, who knows, but he's not wanted either. You know, Portsmouth and QPR, I guess, fairly low down, looking for managers, not even interested in him. Eusebio does have a job though. He's under 23s coach at West Brom, and that has been his only job to date. He's there for another year. How long has he been there? Not long. He's only just started. So he's been retired a couple of years, about 3 years now, and finally gets an under 21s job at West Brom. I don't think he played for West Brom. No, Man City and Spartak Moscow. This is a very interesting one. Diego Maradona is manager of Chelsea, and his attributes have really perked up actually. He's now Continental A licence, studying for Continental Pro, so he's really taken up his licences really well, and it's pushed his man rate. I think they were really low at one point. Everything has just had a real upsurge, and he's actually had quite a few jobs. He was obviously, we knew he was manager at Blackburn for a while. How long was he there for? Blackburn, he was there for just that year. Did it say where he finished? It just says he left, so I assume he was then snapped up by West Brom. It doesn't say, but I'm assuming that's what's happened. One in the Sky Bet Champions playoffs semi-final against Newcastle, promoted via playoffs. He got them promoted. One in the Sky Bet semi-final. Okay, that should be the other way around, but yeah, beat Ipswich. Then he left as manager of West Brom. Did he leave? He left pretty much straight after getting them promoted. So I assume that's when Southampton come in for him. Yes, they did. So do these dates? But yeah, so West Brom snapped him up, and then Southampton snapped him up. He was there for what, a year? Again, he's only done year stints at clubs. Did he do anything at Southampton? Finished 12th from the Premier League, and yeah, was poached by Chelsea. And when Chelsea come calling, you don't necessarily hide Paul Clement as their assistant manager. Is it the same guy? It is. He's 70 years old now. Gone back to Chelsea. Finished 9th in the Premier League. The season just gone. So not amazing, but he's doing okay. We don't know what sort of state Chelsea are in at this stage, so could be quite a good performance from him. Lothar Matthäus has finally got a job. He's had a couple of jobs. He was at Middlesbrough under 18s, obviously, as we knew. He then went to Portsmouth as manager. He was there for 2 years. Did he do anything for them? Finished 21st in the Championship, so he got relegated. But they kept the faith with him. Did he get them back up at the first time of asking? Finished 17th. Okay, no, sorry, 21st isn't relegated. It's one place above, isn't it? And then finished, what was that, 17th, so a little bit of progression, but not amazingly. And then finished 13th in the Championship, so 3 seasons with Peterborough. But in the Championship, they're a team that have got their way up to the Championship level and sort of staying there. And then he's just joined Huddersfield now, signed a couple of players, and appointed a vice captain within the club. So it's interesting to see if he can actually do anything with Huddersfield this season. Obviously we won't, because we won't be going any further beyond this. Gerd Müller, no, he's retired obviously just recently, but nothing there for him. Platini, nothing there for him still. Puskas is manager of Leicester, and did he play for Leicester? No, he didn't. He started at Southampton. That would have been a very fairy tale story, but he's currently studying for his Continental A, so he's pushed up his ratings a fair bit. He has, let's see, so he has been manager of Blackburn, possibly replacing Maradona, or around that sort of time possibly. He finished 19th in the Championship, so safe enough, but not incredibly. Then left after a year, went to Sunderland in the Championship. So Sunderland poached him, I think. Again, yeah, they're all getting signed, they're not getting sacked at the moment, which is good. Finished 10th in the Championship, so it was okay, we're saying not getting sacked. He then got sacked as manager of Sunderland, finishing 10th. I'm not sure if they were expected to get, I must have been expected to get promotion that year. And then he went to Huddersfield. He was hired, it was a good 5 months later we went to Huddersfield. They obviously sacked their manager or lost their manager, which could have been guy we're looking at, I've forgotten who it was now because they're all kind of merging. But he finished 8th in the championship, got manager of the year, and then left. He was taken up by Leicester, and that's only at the end of in May. So this is his first season at Leicester. He's sold a good few number of players for decent money and only signed a couple on frees, which is interesting to see what Leicester can do this season. So Ronaldinho did fulfil his dream to become a manager, but he hasn't done anything just yet. Marco van Basten, same, he's an assistant manager, but yet no one's taken a punt on him just yet. And Lev Yashin is going to be a director of football if someone takes a hit on him, but again no one has as yet, and no one wants these guys that are free either. Got a lot of knowledge there, particularly of the Soviet areas, Russian areas. So yeah, that's the players covered. We obviously progressed through and seen primarily the international games, international goals, league appearances, that sort of thing. So you know, feel free to go back and pause those at that point and see who was doing the best. Let me know in the comments below if you did sort of predict that. What we're going to do, we're going to have a look at tournaments and stuff like that now. So if we go to World Cup. So the last one we would have looked at was like 2030 something. We'll go straight to final. We're not going to bother looking at semis and that today. It takes a bit too long. So 2034 we would have seen. Maybe we did. Yeah, we did because it was in Yokohama. 38, Serbia lost 3-1 to Germany in the final in Buenos Aires. So it was at Argentina. And then 42. It is this, what round is this? Second round? Is it still, it must still be playing now, right? Third round, quarter final. So it's at the quarter final stage as we stand. Italy to play Scotland, Russia to play Ivory Coast, Serbia to play Spain, and Switzerland to play Denmark. So a lot of different teams now appearing in here, and obviously teams that are, Russia has possibly still got Lev Yashin in goal. No, they haven't, he's retired, hasn't he? Some of these teams have been boosted by some of the players they've had. I don't know if Maldini still plays for Italy. No, he doesn't. I'm amazed with the rating he's got. So yeah, some of them boosted by the players they've had throughout this. So it'd be interesting to see if they actually carry on that on. But the holders are Germany and the hosts are England. So England have got a World Cup, which is nice to see. We'll go to the Euros. So we would have left that at 2036, I guess, final. So Germany beat England 6-3. Maybe we did see that one. It was in Germany as well, so a neutral venue. Not really. Then in 2040, Holland were beaten 1-0 by Spain. In Amsterdam, neutral venue. Again, not really. I don't get where they're getting these from. And then, yeah, we're not there yet for this one. So that's the European Championships. We're going to go back to Europe now and go to the Champions League. So I think we saw that one in the last episode. Tottenham losing 2-1 to Barcelona in extra time at Old Trafford, and still Man United Stadium after all these years. PSG then beat Man United 3-2 at some ground in Istanbul. If dodgy game, if you're watching this, you can probably tell me who the Ataturk Stadium is. I've got a feeling it's either Galatasaray or Besiktas. Could be Fenerbahce, I suppose. I no idea. Could be none of them. It could just be a national stadium. Could be making a complete fool of myself. I don't know if that was the stadium that they had their famous night in Istanbul in either. I'm not too sure. Camp Nou, Barcelona, Man City losing 2-1 to PSG. Got one more after this one, I think. Yeah, so Tottenham losing to Real Madrid on penalties. I've not seen a huge amount of Real Madrid in this, but again, the Johan Cruyff Arena, which is Ajax's stadium, I guess. I don't think it's a renamed one because of Johan Cruyff. I think it is actually, because the name. It is the actual Ajax stadium still. And then Man City beat Man United at the Ernst Stadium, which is in Vienna, 2-1. The season just gone, and it's underway at the season at this moment, obviously the early qualifiers. So that's the Euros. We're going to look at the. Do you know what we will? We'll look at the Euro Cup as well. So the last one we saw was Arsenal winning penalties against Borussia Dortmund in Frankfurt. Happy with that? Absolutely happy with that. Then strange one, Leeds. How are they doing? So they're a Premier Division club now. Beaten by Leverkusen 3-1 in the final in Dublin at the Aviva Stadium. Middlesbrough beating Schalke in Bilbao. Then we've got Atletico Madrid beating Leeds. At Leeds there again at Celtic Park. Okay, interesting. Valencia losing to Napoli in the Allianz Stadium in Turin. I assume that's Juventus' stadium. I think so. I don't know. Allianz Arena Stadium, is that theirs? I don't know. And then the season just gone, Atletico Madrid beating Valencia. So you've seen Valencia a lot through that as well. Stade de France in I thought that was in Paris, but it says Saint Denis there, so I don't know if that is a suburb of Paris or something like that. I'm not too sure. We're going to look at now World again. You can look at transfers. So you can look at all time, I think. So leading transfers, yeah. So who is on our list here? So we've got Bobby Charlton, is about 5th on the list. Dembele, Barcelona's PSG, is the biggest, which was fairly early on. No, they're not sorted by order. They are now. In fact, are they? Yes, they are. They are now. So Oliver Ruiz, £162 million in 2025. Atletico Madrid to Man City. A lot of Man City's involved here, the top 3 in fact. All in, BL was a bit later, but a lot of money spent there. Bobby Charlton is the first one we see. PSG to Man City for 131. And I don't know if we've got anyone else on this list. Literally just the one on the top transfers list. That is incredible. Let me know if you had that down in the comments below. Did you have Bobby Charlton as being the biggest transfer of this? And ooh, okay. We've looked at those. Premier League. Let's go to the Premier League. What we'll do, we'll just go to stages. We'll have a look at that in general. We might do it for the Champions League as well. Actually, I'll show you. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So 38-39, Man City losing out to Manchester United by 7 points. Arsenal 3rd, Tottenham Leeds in 6th. We also saw a few Europa League appearances for them. 39-40. Arsenal winning the title, 93 points. Absolutely streaking it as well with Man City, Tottenham, Man United, Liverpool, Leeds up there. Chelsea down at 11th. Don't know if that was Maradona's season or not. No, he finished 9th, didn't he? Then Man United, Leeds 2nd, so real resurgence from Leeds, Tottenham, Man City. Arsenal has really dropped and doing really well the season before. Everton, Chelsea have a bit of a bounce back. Liverpool down in 11th. Down there. And the season just gone, I think. Yeah, Man United, Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool. Everton, Leeds, Chelsea finishing 9th. That's Maradona. And nothing too surprising there. What we'll do in a minute as well, I'll go through to Preston in there. What I'll do, I'm going to have a look in some of the lower divisions. I think I can only go down to Championship, can't I? Yeah. So Accrington in the Championship, AFC Wimbledon in the Championship. We've got Millwall, not surprising. Shrewsbury have got up there as well, but now obviously I can't see who's dropped below, unfortunately. So not without going. In fact, unless we have a quick scroll. So who have we lost throughout the course of save? Anyone big? I mean, they might have bounced back at some point, obviously, but no one big. There's a lot of yo-yo going on. Sunderland, yeah, nothing really there to comment on. What was the last thing we wanted to look at? Oh yeah, so we'll go up to Premier League. So if we just have a look at it in terms of history, past winners. So you can see a real Manchester dominance. So we started here. So Liverpool won the first one. They've never won it again since. It's always been Man United. Actually, they did. They won one more. Man United, Man City, very, very dominant. And a couple of Arsenals spattered around in there as well. So that seems to be the thing. Arsenal and Tottenham finishing 2nd and 3rd quite a bit. Man United, Man City finishing 2nd, 3rd, first and 2nd quite a bit. Yeah, so very, very consistent with English football over the last sort of 25 years, I guess. A lot of same teams finishing in those same sort of spots that we've sort of become accustomed to a degree, I guess. We'll go to the Champions League and just have a look at that in that context as well. Go to past winners. So we start in here, PSG, United, Barca, PSG, Man United, PSG. A lot of similars. Man United, Barca, Liverpool grabbing one, Barca, Man City, Barca. A lot of Man Cities again, as you'd expect. PSG, Man United, Man City, PSG, Barca. Yeah, only Real Madrid, I think, grabbing one more in that time. So they've probably been usurped, I guess. Records. No, Real Madrid still hold it with 14. probably just about, I'd say. Probably not far off being caught. I think the only thing we've got to look at now is player rewards. So now is the time to drop a comment below who you thought was going to be getting the awards that we're going to be looking at. So we're looking at goalkeeper of the year. There's only one in the running for this save. It's Lev Yashin. I'd be amazed if he hasn't grabbed it a couple of times. So we've got one here, 2, 3, 4, and that is very surprising. Only 4 times in 20 odd years did he get that award. I mean, I find that, I assume he got a couple of second and thirds quite a few times. I mean, not particularly actually. He's not featuring a great deal about a second there. I mean, not particularly. That's very surprising. Football of the year. If we go to 2018, so it stayed the usual suspects for a while. Ruud Gullit grabbed a couple. Baggio, Ronaldinho actually grabbed it that season for Barcelona. Maradona, he became a bit of a monopoly here. Stoichkov, Baggio, Dalglish, Baggio, Stanley Matthews, Puskás, Cruyff. Bit of a gap. Then Baggio, and then it just tailed off and changed hands again. Surprisingly, no Platini featuring in the winners there, because I thought he'd be up there with a shout. If we go to, no, you can't see records until you've got the most, but I mean, in terms of our numbers, we're probably looking at what, Gullit with 2, Baggio with 2, 3, Puskás with 2, Baggio with 4. So Roberto Baggio actually even won it the most times. Pele second there. That's football of the year. Under 21 of the year. That's only going to be early on. Puskás twice. Pele, Ronaldinho. Yeah, and then they're all obviously overage by that point. We've got World Golden Ball. We should have a bit of domination in this. So Pele got the first one. Di Stefano, Pele, Stoichkov, Pele, Di Stefano, Puskás, Pele winning this one, sort of hands down I'd say at the moment. Matthews, Puskás, Pele, Puskás, and then the chuck was the baton pass to the next generation at that point, and this Martin seems to be winning it at this point. Now he seems to be the best player in the world, I guess, at this stage. World Player of the Year, I think that's the same thing, and World Team of the Year. Now, how do you check Golden Boy? It's a European thing. Okay, it's a European Golden Boy. So if we go back to 18, so Mbappe, then Pele, Puskás, Pele. I guess it's team players based in Europe rather than actually European players, because Pele's won it twice and he's obviously not European, unless he's somehow managed to grab it. But yeah, obviously only a couple of years again for that, but Pele and Puskás sharing it in those 2 years. So that covers that. I think that pretty much covers the episode and the series. Obviously joining me on a Sunday, the last episode for this one. So if you enjoyed this series and this episode in particular, drop a like down below. If you've come here for find my channel from this series and this episode and this content, please do drop a sub below. There's some more coming. Let me know, like I said at the start, if there's anything you want to see in particular, or a remake of this series with different players and who you'd like to see, or maybe who I've missed out and would be an interesting one to look at. And any comments, again, like I say, with guesses and stuff like that, let me know how you got on with those guesses. All good. So yeah, until next time, which will probably be a Cole Shilton episode tomorrow, and at some point another experiment series similar to this or something different, and I will see you next time. Take care.